Hello children, welcome to NEET World. This is Narayani, I am your foundation biology educator. In previous class, we completed the complex permanent tissues children. So, we discussed about the meristematic tissues, permanent tissues and the types of permanent tissues also. So, we almost completed the plant tissues children. So, let's today in this class we mainly focus on the what is the difference between the permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. And also and in complex permanent tissues we also have to know about the difference between what does the difference between xylem and also phloem. So, today we learn in this session the differences between both meristematic tissue and permanent tissues and also xylem and phloem. And children, apart from these tissues there is another more protective tissues also there in the plant. So, you get to know about it is very necessary, because you know they are not come under the group of meristematic tissue and also the permanent tissue, but they are very important. So, we will discuss in this class. So, watch till the end. Okay. So, before we going to the topic from the plant tissues of 9th CBSE children, I would like to announce very important news for you. Here we are conducting the foundation summer camp course children. So, it is a span of 15 days children. In the already the batches are going on. The first the first 10 days, in the span of 15 days, the first 10 days we are going to discussing about the topic of very core concepts, very basics required for the to understand the basics are necessary for the examination of NEET and JEE. So, that they are the they have to be included in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. If you know, if your basics are strong, then you can easily analyze when you are went to the 11th and 12th standards. So, it is very need to it is very important to have the basics stronger. So, to get that basic stronger, we are keeping the 15 in the span of 15 days, the first 10 days we are explaining the core concepts of examinations of NEET and JEE, basics of upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. And next, after 2 days we are focusing on the activity based learning. In the activity based learning, you came to know about where it is happening, why it is happening and how it is happening. You can know all the answers in the activity based learning. And after 12 days, in 13th day we are conducting the quiz. So, in the quiz you can analyze your performance before and after. So, how much you improved from past to the now, and you can analyze your performance, how much you improved and all that you get to know about in the quiz. So, and also it boosts up your confidence, and along with that we are conducting quiz with cash prizes. And after 13 days, the 15th day we are conducting the cumulative assessment of all subjects we are dealing with. Mainly we are dealing with the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. These are the 4 main subjects we are discussing in this foundation summer camp. And after 14 days children, the 15th day we are mainly focusing on the career guidance program children. If you have a goal, you don't know how to reach it, you don't know path, you don't know the right path to achieve that goal. So, we will give you we will provide the career guidance program. So, what kind of exams will be there, how you can reach that dream. So, we will help you out, all of your questions will be and doubts will be clear out in the 15th day. So, it is one of the important day from the foundation summer camp children. This is how we categorized the foundation summer camp from our NEET world. So, it is available for the both offline also and online also. For offline people, you can happily come to our institute name called NEET World, present in Narayani, Hyderabad. Those who want to attend through online children, down scrolling number is there children, and also and with that number you contact with that number, then we will give you access in our app name called MedWorld. So, you can know about where it is, you can know about us by contacting you can inquire further information also. And very important news, the first 1 week class are absolutely free. There is no need to pay at least 1 rupee in the span of 1 week children. So, it is very useful for you. It is a wonderful opportunity for the children. Please go through this. And it is mainly to the students of upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. So, the foundation is very necessary children. So, I will see you in the classes. So, and also another more important news children, here are Telegram channel. So, by scanning this you get to enable our Telegram channel. So, in this Telegram channel we are providing the daily quiz of biology, chemistry, physics and mathematics, and also live classes. If here we are scheduling the live classes, you get notification of it. So, you can sharply you can join in our classes. And free resources, whatever the free resources, what are the PPTs we can provide in the this Telegram channel. and mainly we also will be in the Telegram channel, so you can get one-on-one, doubt solving sessions will be there, so you can clarify all of your doubts. So this is very important for you children, so don't miss this opportunity. By scanning this, you enable our our Telegram channel. This is one of the useful content we will provide children. It is useful for you. So let's fastly recall children, we discussed about the plant tissues. There are two types based on what are the children? Meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, based on the location. Meristematic tissue is divided into three main types: apical, intercalary and lateral. And 1 minute. Okay, see here. And permanent tissues are of two types. What are the children? Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is of three types. What are the children? Parenchyma, Collenchyma and Sclerenchyma. Coming to the complex tissues, there are two types, Xylem and Phloem. There are the two heroes of the plants. Why? The main transport, support function is done by this permanent tissue. But without meristematic tissues, the permanent tissues will arise? No. Without meristematic tissue, there is no permanent tissue, right? So in this complex permanent tissue, it is of two types. What are the children? Xylem and Phloem. Xylem conducts and which helps in the transport of minerals and water. And coming to the Phloem, whatever the food prepared in the leaves, it should be distributed all over the parts of the plant by the Phloem tissue, right? There are four types. What are the tracheids, vessels, Xylem parenchyma, Xylem fibrous. Xylem is almost dead tissue. Only one almost dead tissue. Only is one among of four. One is the living tissue. What is that, children? Xylem parenchyma. The word parenchyma itself, it is a parenchyma is the living tissue. We all know that, right? So what is the function of parenchyma, children? It helps in the healing and also storage of food, right? In the phloem it is almost living tissue. It's almost living tissue. It's almost living tissue. And which one is not the living tissue from the phloem, children? It is the phloem fibers. We all know that phloem fibers, the word fibers itself, what is it saying, children? It is a part of the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is a dead tissue, right? So here it is helps in the, what dead tissue helps, children? It helps in the mechanical strength, support, right? So this is what we discussed very clearly about the tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers, and also we discussed the sieve tube elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers, right? So here see, let's fastly 1 minute, children, discuss the differences between among the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, children. Then xylem and phloem we can know about very clearly. So let's see, first we will look into the topic of differences between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. What is the main difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, children? So already you learned it, so just it's a pretty recalling for it. So in meristematic tissue, the meristematic cells are meristematic tissue, the cells we call it as meristematic cells, right? Meristematic cells. These are actively dividing cells. These are actively dividing cells. That is why the cells divide actively, participates in division. That is why they have the prominent nucleus and dense cytoplasm is required. Is there is a vacuole in the meristematic tissue, children? No. It is a divide of the vacuole, right? And here the cells are derived from the meristematic tissue. Without meristematic tissue, is the permanent tissue will be there? No. When these cells lose ability to divide, then the permanent tissue will be seen. Come to the picture, right? So these cells derived from the meristematic tissue, and these cells do not divide. They have the specific function. I given the example also, children. If the group of people, group of students are there in our classroom. So I am teaching everyone the same subject. Is everyone going to become this doctor? Everyone student? No. They have, according to their interest, according to their passion, they follow their dreams, and some become doctors, teachers, civil servants, everything, right? So they have the specific role, right? That is the thing with the permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are having the specific role and specific function, right? These are undifferentiated cells. These are undifferentiated cells. They don't have any specific role. but the permanent tissues having the fully differentiated. They have the each cell having the they having the specific role and specific function. That is why they are highly differentiated, which means qualitative changes occurs in the cells, and that needs to perform the tissues accurate having this, to perform a specific function, right. So, here next they are small and isodiametric. They are small and they are isodiametric, and there is no intercellular space in the meristematic tissue, right. Here see, their cells are variable in shapes. We know that permanent tissues are of two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is made up of only one kind of cells, but complex permanent tissue made up of many kinds of cells, right, which means they have varying shapes, right. So, they are variable in shape and also sizes, right. So, here the intercellular spaces are generally absent. There is no intercellular spaces, as they are actively dividing cells, there is no intercellular space present in the meristematic tissue, and for the primary growth of the plant body, it is required of the meristematic tissue, children. Coming to the permanent tissue, here the intracellular spaces will be present. What is the intracellular spaces will be, what is the use of intracellular spaces, children? By the gaseous exchange and for the storage of food, for that all the intracellular spaces will be helpful, right. Here the vacuoles are absent. Here the meristematic tissue is devoid of the vacuoles. Here the large vacuoles will be present, and and present in mature cells and large vacuoles. What is function of vacuoles, children? Mainly the function of vacuole is the storage of food, right. So, in the what is the function of the phloem, children? It delivers the food to every part of the plant, right. It is storing the these permanent tissues are having the large vacuoles and present in mature cells, right. Complex permanent tissues having the this large vacuoles, right. Coming to the next one, metabolism occurs higher end as they are actively dividing cells. So, the division is happening, which means the rate of division is happening, which is nothing but metabolism. They are highly growing in cells. The young cells will actively participate in the division, right. So, here the metabolism rate is highly, they are very high in rate. Here the metabolism occurs in low rate because permanent tissues are not, they are not actively dividing cells. Is there actively dividing cells, children? No, they are not actively dividing cells, right. Coming to the last point, so the cell wall is thin. Here the cell wall is thin, made up of cellulose, and here the cell wall is maybe thin or thick. So, we know in the permanent tissues, children, the cell wall is maybe lignified, right. The cell walls, the deposition of the lignin will be there along with the cellulose, right. These are the main difference between the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, children. So, when you know about what is tissue, where it is, what is tissue, children? The group of cells came together to form a tissue, right. So, I already told you. So, that tissues are of two types in plant. What are the, children? Meristematic tissue and permanent tissues. And meristematic tissue, based on the location, they are divided into three types: apical, intercalary and lateral. And coming to the complex tissues, there are of two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are of three types, right, Parenchyma, Sclerenchyma and Collenchyma, right. And coming to the complex permanent tissues, there are of two types. What are the, children? They are xylem and phloem, right. So, this is about the differences between the meristematic and permanent tissue. So, we learned about the difference between the meristematic and permanent tissue, children. Let's now look into the xylem and differences between xylem and phloem. Is the xylem and phloem are which tissue, which type of they come under, children? They are simple permanent tissue or complex permanent tissue. Xylem and phloem are come under the group of complex permanent tissues, right. So, here the main function of the xylem is what? Transports the water. I given the example, right. If it is a building, so the underground water should be supplied to the top floors of all the floors of the building. So, it will be transported through pipes, right. So, here the xylem transports water. So, it always transports to upwards, right. That is why it is only the direction of the xylem is upwards, right. Coming to the phloem. So, if that building only the kitchen is in the upstairs. So, the food which was prepared in the upstairs, it should be transported to the all parts of the building, right. So, here the delivery van of the food is phloem tissue. Phloem transports food to every part of the plant. So, the xylem cells are dead. These are the xylem almost dead, because the vessels, tracheids and xylem fibers, these are all the dead tissues. The only living tissue of the xylem is xylem parenchyma. which helps in regeneration, regrowth, and also when the damage occurs, it will actively participate, right. So xylem almost dead. So phloem cells are living because only the one among the components of the phloem, what is the dead tissue, children? So phloem fibers are the dead tissue. Among all safe to use companion cells, right. So those are all phloem parenchyma, those are all living tissue, right. Coming to the next point, xylem conducts only one direction. I also said it conducts only one direction, from ground to the upwards. So from the ground, so the water absorbed through roots, it transported through the tissue name called xylem, right, through the tracheids, vessels, right, and xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Through that it is transporting the water, right. So it is always from the underground to the upwards, and from the soil whatever the minerals, metal ions will be present, it should be absorbed by the roots only. That all should be transported to the plant, and giving the nutrients to the plant is through by the xylem tissue. The minerals, whatever the minerals is present, those will be absorbed and transport all parts of the plant parts by the xylem, right. So coming to you can also call as they are transported pipes, right. Coming to the phloem, these are the delivery ones. Phloem conducts in both directions also. Why it is both direction, children? Because the kitchen of the leaf is the upper part of the upper part of the plant, right? Because the photosynthesis happens in the leaves. So the whatever the food it will be present, it will be delivered to the all parts of the plant body, right? Because the roots also required water. Because whenever the water is daily, we not pour the water to the plants, is it right? So how they are taking water, because it is one of the main water should be needed for the plant. So what they will do, they perforated into the soil. So perforated into the soil. So how they will perforate it with the when the distribution of food is happening, distribution of food to all parts of the plant, the growth of the roots will be there, right. So they can they penetrate into the deeper into the soils and they absorb the underground water, right. So here the phloem conducts water and upwards also conducts food. It delivers the food for upward plant parts also and also downward parts also. So here it is a bidirectional. Phloem is bidirectional. Phloem is children bidirectional. Coming to the xylem, as it is a almost dead tissue, it provides a mechanical support. From the it is a maintain the plant to hard stiff condition. Excuse me. So it maintains the mechanical support from the plant tissue. Mainly it supports makes the plant hard. So as they are not they are not having the shelter, right. So they have to withstand with the extreme environment conditions, right, with heavy winds and all that. So the mechanical support of the plant should be needed, right. So here that xylem will provide the mechanical strength. Coming to the phloem, phloem has mostly living tissue. It does not have that much mechanical support. That is why phloem does not, right. So this is what of the difference. This is what about the difference between the xylem and phloem, children. So I hope you all clear about this. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. I will clarify all your doubts. So let's see summary, children. So permanent tissues are classified into two types, simple and complex. We already studied the simple, right. Simple permanent tissues are of how many types? There are three types: Parenchyma, Collenchyma and Sclerenchyma, right. So here the complex tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. And the xylem transports water and minerals, phloem transports food, right. So these tissues provide support, conduction and storage function of the plants. These are the true heroes behind the plant parts, right. So this is what about the tissues from the chapter of plant tissues, 9th CBSE. So is there any another tissues are there, children? So here the protective tissues are also there. So what is meant by protective tissues in plants, right? So what is meant by protective tissues in plants? See what is meant by protection. So it not allowing something which should not destroy, right? Which should not allowing to the damage, right? So if we are humans, what is the protective tissue of our layer, our people? So we have the skin. The protective layer of for humans is skin, right? Skin is not allowing any damage. So when we cut the wound, if we not will not keep the bandage, what will happen? The microorganisms can directly allow in the cut of the wound, right? So here see children, like that only plants also have the productive tissues in plants. So what are they, right? They are epidermis and cork. So here see, productive tissues are specialized tissues. They are specialized tissues. They actively participate in the, in the protection. So actively participate in the protection. So they protect from the physical damage. They protect from the physical damage and also from pathogens, right? So they form outer covering layer of the plant. So here the skin is our outer covering layer for human beings, for animals like that, right? So for the plants also, they are, it makes the outer covering part of the plants. We call it as the epidermis. It is present in roots, stems and also leaves. There are mainly productive layers of two types. So what are they? Epidermis and cork. The thick, hard, stiff material, the bark we call it as nothing is made up of cork, right? Here see children, first epidermis. Epidermis is the outer layer children. It is the outermost layer of all cells in young plants also, and usually it is maybe single layered. So the first layer which will be present in the tissue, when we see in the microscopic we will see this type of, this type of layer, that is nothing but the, epidermis. Usually it is single layered and covered with a waxy cuticle. Here the presence of waxy cuticle will be there. Waxy cuticle. So here it prevents water loss. It prevents water loss and offers protection. So it is, as it is a primary layer, primary protective layer, they are withstanding the, outside temperatures, right? So the plant may have loss of water. The plant may have loss of water will be there. Transpiration will be happen, right? So what is meant by transpiration children? The loss of water in the form of water vapor, right? So here it is by, having the cuticle in it. So it is not allowing the water to go out. So it is, reducing the transpiration rate. So it contains stomata for gas exchange. It also contains the stomata. Stomata, main function of the stomata is in a gaseous exchange, right? So coming to the cork. So it is made up of cuticle, right? So the epidermis later will be, merged with the cuticle. Coming to the cork children, after the epidermis, the layer it will be present mostly is the cortex. Sorry, it is the cork, right? So it replaces when the plant is growing older, the epidermis layer will be alternate by this, this cork. By the older stems and roots we found mainly the cork. It is made up of dead cells. It is made up of dead cells. The wood is nothing but the cork children. So without intracellular space, we cannot see any intracellular spaces, right? So the cells are filled with submarine. There the epidermis is filling with the cuticle. Here the cork is, filled with submarine. It is a waxy substance making them waterproof. Here it is making the, submarine is a waterproof, and also lignin is also water resistant. It is also waterproof, right? Protects against from mechanical injuries and pathogens. It mainly protects plants from the mechanical injuries, which means from the insects, pathogens, and also for the extreme environment conditions like heavy wind, heavy rain, right? So it is make the plant strong, right? It is mainly provides the mechanical strength, right? This is about the epidermis and also cork children. The productive layers of two types, what are they? Epidermis and cork. So the outermost layer, it may mainly present the young plants will be the epidermis. It having the root hairs also children, epidermal hair. So it having the root hairs also. It is mainly the deposition will be the cuticle. In the cork, the deposition will be the submarine, right? So then older parts, older root stems, it will be present the mostly cork. So it provides the mechanical strength, right children? So here the function of productive tissues. What are the function here? See, it prevents water loss. Of course, because they are not under the sun. The main requirement of the plant is water, right? So these productive tissues helps the water loss and with the help of cuticle and cork. So the deposition of the cork is submarine, right? So it guards against the mechanical injuries. It makes the guard against the mechanical injuries and protects from microbial invasions, right? And regulates gaseous exchange. And regulates the gas exchange, right, by avoiding the transpiration rate slow, right. This is about the function of protective tissues, children. So let's summarize this topic, children. So it is very little topic from these tissues. So there are two types, epidermis and cork. The cork is the outermost layer mainly present in the young plants and all that, and they have the deposition of cuticle. So it is mainly not it is mainly avoid the transpiration rate, right. So the cork also, it is much more stronger than the protective layer than the epidermis. The main deposition it is suberin, right. So here the summary, see children, protective tissues help the plants to survive harsh conditions. Of course, right, from the harsh conditions like extreme winds, extreme heavy rainfalls, that these protective layers are protecting the plants. The two main types, what are they? Epidermis, it mainly present in the young parts, and cork, it is present in the older parts. So here is a deposition of the cuticle, here is a deposition of suberin. They prevent water loss, protect from the injuries, and regulate exchange, gases exchange. Right children, this about the protective tissues from the chapter of 9th standard CBSE children. So this about the today's class, children. So tomorrow onwards we will solve many more questions. So it will be very useful for you, and also see, let's see some of the questions, children. You will get the confidence right here. So let's see, 1 minute. See children, here they are asking, Collenchyma cells provide, so these are of the two questions came multiple times, okay, it's not a problem. So Collenchyma cells provide flexibility and mechanical supports due to the presence of thickenings in which part? In which part, children? So the Collenchyma having the uneven thickenings at the corners, uneven thickenings at the corners of the cell wall, right? Corners of the cell wall. Corners of the cell wall. So here is the direct answer, children. So the Collenchyma functions mainly is flexibility, tensile strength, the tendrils, right? So the flexibility comes by this Collenchyma tissue, right? Here the answer is first one. Coming to the next question, children. Which type of simple tissue provides? They are asking about the simple tissues. What are the types of simple tissues, children? Parenchyma, Collenchyma and Sclerenchyma. Maximum mechanical support to plants. They are asking the mechanical support to plants. Which tissue makes the mechanical support, children? So Parenchyma is a living tissue. It's more abundantly present in the soft parts. We all know about it. So it is the tensile strength, flexibility. It is the Collenchyma will be coming to the picture. So coming to the Sclerenchyma, it gives a more mechanical strength. So they are having the two types. What are the children? Fibers and sclerids, right? So they are providing the mechanical strength. So here is the answer is, children. C is the answer. Okay, I hope you all got it, children. So here is in the next question. The dead long narrow cells with thick lignified walls. They are having the very thick lignified walls. They are long. They are saying that they are long and narrow, right? So the dead, they are mainly the dead, and they may very thickly lignified. So here is the answer is also Sclerenchyma, children, because they are having the narrow walls, having the thick cell walls is nothing but the much thick lignified is Sclerenchyma. It provides the mechanical strength. Here the answer is, children, C is the answer for this question. So coming to the next question, let's see. See here, children, Collenchyma cells are usually found in. They are asking Collenchyma cells are usually found in. See, in the roots or leaf veins or petioles and young stems and xylem. Mainly they are present in the where the flexibility region of the plants, children. Mainly it's a petiole and young stems. They have the more flexible. Here is the answer is petiole and young stems. Which simple tissue has thick secondary walls impregnated with lignin? They are asking the simple tissues. They are having the thick secondary walls impregnated with lignin. So here is the answer is Sclerenchyma. Here is the answer is Sclerenchyma. We all know that the thick lignified walls which will come in the simple tissue is nothing but the Sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma provides more mechanical strength to the plant. Right? Coming to the next question. Okay. Let's see. So these are up to the questions, children. I hope you all clear about this today's session. So let's meet in the next session with questionnaire session from this chapter 9 CBSE plant tissues chapter, children. I hope you all clearly know about this. So if you have any doubts, please let me know from this chapter 9th CBSE tissues, children. So next we will come into the very new topic from these questionnaire sessions from this chapter. So once again, before I am winding up the class, I would like to announce very important news. Here we are starting the foundation summer camp course, children. So it is a span of 15 days. In the first 10 days we are going to explain the core concepts of NEET and JEE, which are the basics are necessary to learn and understand from the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. We will provide the all basics in the first 10 days, children. After 10 days, that next 2 days we are focusing on the activity based learning. So from activity based learning, you can know about where it is happening, why it is happening and the location and everything you can know about it. And after 12 days, the 13th day, we are conducting the quiz, children. So you can analyze your performance by before and how much you improved and all that in the quiz. And the 14th day, we are providing the cumulating assessment from all subjects we are dealing with. So mainly we are dealing with the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. And coming to the 15th day, we are providing the one-on-one interaction career guidance program, children. If you have a dream, you don't know how to achieve it. So we will provide you the information which is required for you, and to reach that path, what kind of you choosings will be there. We will guide you in everything. So at the 15th day is very important day, children. So it is mainly for the CBSE and SSC students for the class 6 to 10 people. And for upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and it is very golden opportunity for you, because the first 1 week class are absolutely free. There is no need to pay at least 1 rupee in the span of 1 week. And it is both offline also and online also. For offline people, you can happily come to our institute name called NEET World, present in Narayani, Hyderabad. Those who want to attend through online, children, so down scrolling number is there, please contact with the number. Then we will provide you the all information for you, and we will give you access in our app name called MedWorld. So this is very golden opportunity for children. Don't miss this opportunity. So I will see you all in the classes. And also this is our Telegram channel, children. The most information will be provided in this Telegram channel, children. We will provide you quizzes, faculty also will be there. So you will ask any doubts, we will clear about everything in detailed way. So you can ask any questions. We will provide you free resources, and also live class schedule you can know about before only. And also daily quizzes will be happen. So it is very useful for you. Enable by scanning this scanner and join our Telegram group, children. This is what about our NEET World, children. So and also we are providing the long term courses also, children. So by enrolling with one course, you can get the 5 topmost entrance tests for all examinations, children. So if it is available for both MPC and also BIPC, children. So for BIPC people, you can attend our classes for if you enroll with the NEET. You can access other more 5 entrance tests. Exam tests are free, children. So there the offers will be very limited. So utilize this opportunity. For MPC students also, for IIT JEE mains, for the examinations will be there. So we also providing same as the 5 entrance exam test. That courses will be free by enrolling one course, children. So for 11th and 12th, while parallel you can continue the coaching, and you can happily crack the upcoming NEET and MSET examinations. It is very useful for you. This is what about our NEET World institution, children. I hope you all aware of this news, and this is about today's session. Let's meet in the tomorrow session. Thank you.